We're live. I'm up. I'm famous, Mum. I'm famous. I'm streaming. I'm streaming on YouTube. Hopefully the lighting's all sound. I've tried hard to get the bright lamps on me mug. I'll wait for some people to join, and then what I'll do is go through some of the stats that I have ready to present on my screen. I didn't mean to play my intro then. That was a mistake. But yeah, very happy Saturday morning to 0 people, because it says I've got 0 at the moment. So let's tweet the bastard out. Right, I thought I would put on my team because I've got some transfer decisions. So wait for some people to join. Basically, I'm deciding between Trossard and Foden, and I'm not sure who of those I should pick. So it'll be an interesting one. Just scrolling the old Twitter boy, see if we got any news. Mr. Leps Talk FPL seems to think that Milner's going to play. That's interesting. Yeah, we'll see. I'm quite glad I didn't bring Trent in last week for a hit. I was feeling quite bad about it this week, wondering how my team would cope without Trent in it. But it looks like he might not play, so that's pretty good. And my Twitter feed's full of all the fantasy games at the moment. Yeah, that's one of the talking points I wanted to do on this stream was Saka versus Foden. Yeah, I've got some stats here to compare the two, because I think it's a really tricky decision. A lot of the majority are going with Foden by the looks of it, but I'm not entirely sure that Foden is... I'm not entirely sure he's better than Saka. If you look at the predicted points, so this is courtesy of DraftHound, it's actually looking like Saka is predicted to get more points in the next few weeks than Foden is. I'm personally leaning towards Foden because Saka picked up this knock in the Europa League. And he got brought off early. I don't know how bad the injury is, and they're all saying it's okay, but I just can't escape the fact that he got subbed off for an injury. If you get subbed off for an injury, that doesn't suggest, that you're 100% fit, whereas Foden's had a rest. They've got Brighton. They lost their last game. I think they're going to be bang up for it. FPL Sparta, what's up, mate? How are you doing? Yeah. How's it looking this game week for you, mate? What you got any decisions left to make for your transfers or anything? But yeah, on Saka and Foden, I'm still slightly unsure on it. I haven't made my transfer yet. Trossard is the player I want to get rid of, but I haven't made my transfer yet. Let's get rid of that. So here's how my team's looking. I'm definitely going to line up with. I'll show you my lineup. Yeah, Trossard to Foden. I don't know, mate. I think I could go Trossard to Foden or Saka still, and I'm not entirely sure which one. I think it's really close. Oh, Ben, I don't. Hey, Ben, how you doing, mate? I don't have Foden in Sky, and I just don't think I can get to him. Fan team, I've just played my wild card. Let's see if I can show you my fan team in a second. I'll turn it off. There we go. There's my team for this week so far. I'll show you my fan team. I'm currently sitting in 19th. I don't know how the hell I've managed that, but I'm 19th overall in fan team at the moment. I'll quickly show you my wildcard team for that. I think both you and Sparta play fan team, so you'll probably be interested. Right, let's get that working. So we're doing some tech on the fly. Yeah, mate, 19th. I don't know how the hell I've managed it. It's just unfortunate the season-long game this year's got like barely any players. Well, not barely any players, but the cash money is significantly less than it has been before. But all the Zoom's all fucked. There we go. So I've just played my wild card this week. So here's my wildcard team in fan team. So yeah, I'm still a bit unsure on the keeper and defender situation, to be honest. Like I've got Pope and Saliba in there at the moment, but I could well go for Ramsdale and Dyer, because Saliba's got 4 yellow cards. But I just feel like Arsenal are better than Spurs defensively, so yeah, I've gone for this. It's pretty template, isn't it? But I mean, we've got 4 weeks to go until the World Cup. And I'm very happy at 19th, so I just want to hold on to that. As you can see, as the leaderboard there. Hopefully the quality is good enough for you to see that. But I'm not too far off top either. I'm 22 points behind. And a fellow chap on Twitter, King Louis, is in second. Yeah, don't mind Sarr. Let's have a look, see if I can afford him a second. Let's have a look. This is meant to be an FPL stream, isn't it? But, oh well. I'll give the people what they want. Sarr, he's 5.1, so yeah, I can't get to him. He's too expensive. If I take Pope out, for example, you'll see. Yeah, I can't get to Sarr. So I think I'm just going to go safe with Pope for that. How do I discard my changes? Do you have to stick him back in? Nick Pope. I'll just close the screen. I won't update. Let's get back to my team. See, we got a question. SkyFF question, 671st overall, 38 transfers, Webster to Akanji. Do you reckon it's worth it? Let's have a look. I'll load up the Sky game a second. I put my gut, mate, before I've looked at the fixtures, says that it's probably not worth it, because I think you can guarantee that Webster's going to play all the games for Brighton, but whereas Akanji, I think he could be benched for one of them. Let's have a look. So obviously Webster's got a tough fixture this week. Oh, and then he's got Chelsea following up as well. So he's got City, Chelsea, Wolves and Villa to close out. Hang on, I'll show you the screen. There we go. Would I bring in Akanji? Yeah. I think looking at those fixtures, mate, you probably could. Because yeah, in my mind, you're probably literally going to get 0 points against City, aren't you? Chelsea, who knows what you get with Chelsea, and then Wolves and Villa, you could get a couple of clean sheets, but by that time, Akanji's probably on 20 points because he's played 2 and kept 2 clean sheets and got passing bonus. So. Yeah, I don't mind Akanji. I think what Ben's saying is pretty fair as well. He's not my favourite, Akanji. I'd definitely go, well, I think the 2 you got to go for are Cancelo and Diaz. Those are the most nailed. Stones, I think, he's back in training, which makes me think that Akanji is going to be, yeah, I don't know, just less likely to start all the games. But that run for City is just ridiculous, isn't it? I was saying it all along. I've used pretty much all the transfers that I want to now, getting my team into a position before the World Cup, so I don't think I can bring in any more City players. But yeah, that run's looking pretty good. You could just see 4 clean sheets and passing bonus there, couldn't you? It's just the question is, does Akanji play all the games? I'd probably do it. I'd probably do Webster to Akanji, especially if you don't have any City defenders, because you probably need one to help you keep ground, to be fair. Hopefully that helps, mate. It is a tough decision. I can understand why you're mulling over it. I've got to make my FPL transfer now, haven't I? I've got to decide between Saka and Foden still. I've not made my moves yet. Still a bit unsure. I think, to be honest, I'll just send it on Foden. Oh, Jamie. So Jamie is trying to chase me in a mates mini league that we've got. So, of course, he'd be trying to get into my head about who I pick. Should we do it? Should we get him in? Foden. He's in. Right, it's done. It's done. It's done. The moves are done. I've got Foden. I was umming and ahhing last week about bringing Trent in for Williams for a hit. And it was one of those where I've just decided this season I'm going to try not to take any hits. And so far it's worked out quite well because I've no idea how Williams managed to get a clean sheet last week. But he did. It's looking like Trent's going to be benched for Milner this week, if you go by Twitter. So I'm quite happy with this. But yeah, there's my team. I'll leave that up. What I thought I'd do, hopefully it's useful, a bit of a sneak bit of news. Me and Sam have had some chats with Draft Hound, who is like I'm sure most people watching this would have heard of them, but they're a website that do mathematical models for fantasy football and do like points prediction, clean sheet percentage, etc., etc. And they're bringing out a number of new features, including like an assistant manager. So you can load up your team into the app and it will tell you for each player who the ideal transfers are. And what I've done is, rather than show you all the features on the website, I just thought I'd show you some things that would be interesting for this week. Ben's asking, tempted by Salah captain on any format? To be honest, mate, I'm tempted. I was tempted by him in FPL, but that didn't go too well for me last time I tried that. So I think I'm just going Haaland. I just don't think I can touch Salah, to be honest, mate. So yeah, we had some goalkeeper expected points for the game week and defenders. Top of the list is Liverpool and City. I think both of them are pretty highly backed to keep a clean sheet. But yeah, if that's of interest to anyone, it looks like, across the next four, I don't know if you're still in the stream, but across the next four, it's looking like City and Liverpool basically backed to keep like 3 or 4 clean sheets. Unfortunately, I can't justify bringing in a Liverpool defender into FPL yet. So I'm just going to have to stick with where I am. But yeah, might be of interest seeing that. Akanji's in there, who was talked about earlier. I guess the interesting one's really the mids and the strikers. But yeah, it goes without saying, like Haaland's expected points are up at 9. And then we got Salah at 7.8. I just think you'd be a brave man not to go against Haaland this week at home against Brighton. I don't know how Brighton are just I don't know with their new manager for me at the moment. I just don't have a feeling about them. They look like they can't score for toffee. Defensively, they're not too bad, but yeah, I just don't know. I think I'd definitely back Haaland over Salah this week. I guess the question is with Liverpool is who plays up front. So I think Klopp was saying that Nunez has like got a tight hamstring or something. So it'd be interesting if Salah plays, where he actually plays, because he was still quite prolific in the last game, wasn't he? Even like right on the right hand touchline when Nunez was in the team. But yeah, I'm going with Haaland, mate. I don't think I can justify Salah. What else is there? Oh, we've got some percentage goal scoring as well. Here's your percentage goal involvement stats from DraftHound. So yeah, Haaland's got a 74% chance, according to the bookmakers, of a goal or an assist this week. So yeah, I think that's pretty ridiculous. Yeah, they've given him a 35% chance of scoring 2 as well, which is just insane. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Interestingly, Grealish is up there as well. Quite a lot of people are backing him to start as well. So yeah, interestingly, he's up there in terms of the goal scoring percentages as well. But yeah, I think you got to back Haaland this week. Like, all the numbers are saying that he's going to outperform Salah. Oh, Ben, mate, that's the curse of the fantasy manager, that, back in your own team. I've done, well, I guess Liverpool are better than United, but whenever I've done that with United, it's always backfired on me. Back in your own team. So the week that Haaland scored his hat-trick and got 2 assists, and Salah got I can't remember what Salah got, I think he just got an assist. I captained Salah because I thought that United would do well against City, but it absolutely backfired on me. So yeah, back in your own team hasn't worked for me, so I wouldn't recommend doing that myself. In fact, there was one thing I did want to look at, actually. We could look at the clean sheet percentages. So here's the old clean sheet odds. Oh, it's locked. The feature is locked. What the hell? I think I've signed into the wrong account, that's why. Yeah, I have. Put the old golden goal deets in a second. I was just going to show the clean sheet odds. I think the only thing is how the defences stack up. Because if Brighton have got a much higher clean sheet odds than Forest, then that might tempt me. But just looking at the numbers for goal scorers, I'm just not sure I could go Salah. I'll have it up in a second. There you go. Currently 312k, by the way. Basically all down to that bloody Salah captaincy over Haaland a couple of weeks back. So yeah, here we go. So Brighton have got a 9% clean sheet percentage, and Forest have got a 10. Oh, you can't see that on the screen. There you go. That should be better. So there's your clean sheet odds. That's winning, sorry, not clean sheet, my bad. So clean sheet odds, Forest on 9%, Brighton on 9%. So there's nothing really to choose between the teams to score. Yeah, I think I'd back Haaland, mate. I think you have to, personally. But yeah, you are your own man, Ben. So if you fancy Salah, go for it. But yeah, personally, I just can't look away from Haaland. And yeah, looking at those, like we were saying to bet, so it's probably gone now. But looking at those Man City odds, like for the next, apart from the Leicester game, but you could still back them to get a clean sheet against Leicester. I mean, in their 4 fixtures, they're expected to get a clean sheet in every game. Like against Fulham, it's 67%, which is just insane. And then Brentford is nearly 60. So like that's 4 clean sheets that the bookies are predicting them to keep. So like for that Sky decision, I think if you don't have a City defender, I think you probably should. I can update the image of my team now, can't I? For the old stream. Here's what we were on, but it's much better now. There you go, look at that. What a team. What a team. And by the way, Solanke is definitely scoring a hat-trick this weekend. 100%. Solanke is by far the best player in all of the Premier League, and to be honest, if you're looking for an alternative for Haaland, Ben, I'd go Solanke. He's been very dependable in my team. Jamie was giving me some stick about Solanke when we were at the football last week, saying he's crap. But yeah, all you need to do is look at his record. You know, 3 goals, 3 goal involvements in the last 3. It's basically better than Salah, mate. So Solanke's not scoring 3 goals all season, and he's already scored 2. That's an interesting one there, mate. I think we'll be fine. Anyone got any other questions or anything they want me to talk about? Just seeing if there's anything I had to show. I've made my Saka v Foden decision, but this is what the numbers were saying. So the old draft hound odds had Saka doing a lot better not a lot better, but a bit better over the next couple of weeks than Foden. So I'll be absolutely raging if Saka gets 2 penalties this weekend, or Foden gets subbed off after like half time. But yeah, I don't know. I'm always safe and risk averse in fantasy football. So I just felt that was why I should have gone Saka. But I think Foden's probably the right call. And to be honest, what's his ownership at the moment? Oh, he's nearly 30%. I don't know how quickly the ownership changes, but I imagine that's going to be like nearly 30, 40 by the time the deadline comes round, to be fair. And let's have a look at Saka's. Just trying to get the scroll right. There we go. Well, I'm on the pick team screen, that's why. Here we go. I accidentally make a transfer to Saka. How annoying would that be? There you go. Saka's ownership is 15%. He's flagged, but it sounds like from everything Arteta said, he's going to play. Yeah, those fixtures for Foden are ludicrous, aren't they? Have City got any? City got any Champions League games? I'm gonna have a look, see how many they've got thrown in here. Let's have a look at the old Krellin. See what the Krellenmeister's saying with his fixtures. Oh, that's really annoying. Why can't I see the tabs? Two secs. I'll have it in a second. It's a difficulty. Usually there's a Ben Krellin spreadsheet it mixes in the Champions League like games with the Premier League ones in a nice handy spreadsheet, but I can't see it. This is what I'm looking at the moment. Here we go. This is the condensed one. So, yeah. But Arsenal have got European football as well, so it doesn't really stack up for the comparison, does it? But yeah, they both got European games mixed in there. October the 18th. Is that gone? Yeah, that's just been played, hasn't it? And then next week, City have got Dortmund. Arsenal got... You could expect, to be fair, I'd almost expect Foden to be rested against Dortmund. I think he might play Mahrez or someone like that, to be fair. Kane and Trossard out for Tony and Foden for a -4. I'd keep Harry Kane, mate. If you could. I guess it depends how much budget you've got left when you get rid of Trossard as to what I'd do there. But I don't think I'd be selling Tony. Tony's just... I really like Tony. I think Tony's he's the 5th most prolific player in the league this season for XG. He plays 90 minutes every game. He's got penalties. He's literally one of the best penalty takers in the world. So when he gets his penalties... you fancy him to score, and just looking at this fixture list as well a second, so it's not too big on your screen, so apologies. But Brentford have obviously got Tottenham. Hang on, Brentford have got Chelsea this week, or they've just had Chelsea, haven't they? And then they got Villa, Wolves, Forest. So I mean, those are 3 like great fixtures. And then he's obviously got Man City before the World Cup. But I mean, Villa, they don't have a manager. They're in complete disarray. Wolves, similar situation, don't have a manager, not looking great. And then Forest, who are pretty much the worst defence in the league, and that's Tony's next 3 games. So, yeah, I don't like that move personally. I would keep Tony. You got 0.1 in the bank. Let's see what you can get with that. So Trossard's just gone down. He's 6.8. So if we up that to... I don't mind Almiron, to be fair, as a replacement for Trossard. I think Almiron's a pretty good shout. He's the shit hot player of the month, I think, is Almiron. He's looking really on form. Scored 2 against Fulham, 1 against Brentford, blanked against United, but he kept a clean sheet, and then he scored against Everton. I think Almiron is a pretty good replacement for Trossard, and you don't need to take a hit. And the thing is with Kane, like he's going, I wouldn't say under the radar, but Kane is having an unbelievable year. He's just getting outclassed by Haaland, but I mean his goal record is ridiculous. There's only like 3 games this season that he hasn't scored in. So yeah, I'm not sure I'd get rid of Kane. Oh, I see. You want looking for Kane and Trossard out for Tony and Foden. Ah, I misread your message. I see. You're looking to buy Tony rather than sell him. I actually don't mind that, Yeah, so you're replacing Kane with Tony and then Trossard with Foden. Okay, that makes more sense. I guess it just depends who is on your bench that you can start as well. And my bad for reading your question wrong, mate. I guess it just depends. Yeah, who on your bench you have that you can play. If it's looking pretty bleak, then you probably should make the -4. But if you've got like your first on your bench is somewhat decent, I'd probably play them and avoid taking the hit. Yeah. Castagne or Mount? Let's have a look. Should we consult the old algorithms, see what they're saying? So actually, what I'll do first is just check the Chelsea team prediction. How are we doing for time? Yeah, we're signed. Because this account, Jamie, if you've not come across it, Jump the Wave, she basically has a team of avid fans of each club, and they predict the lineups every week, and to pretty good accuracy. So here's the Chelsea predicted lineup. You can't see that. Oh, so annoying. What I'll do is I'll show it in a way that you should be able to see. Maybe not. You probably can't see this, but I'll read it for you. So Mount is his Mount. He's 100% backed by all the Chelsea fans to play. So he's definitely going to play this week. So you can back both of them to play. Should do a little comparison. I don't mind Castagne actually. He's a decent pick. And then Mount. I bet the numbers are going to be like Andreas, Williams, Doherty. I'll get to you in a second, mate. Oh, Mount. Look at those scores compared to Castagne. Don't know if you can see that. There you go. I'd pick Mount. And don't blame me if it goes wrong. But yeah, Mount's looking like the best. So I'll go for him. Like I watched the Leicester. Who do they play? Leicester Leeds game, and Leeds could have scored 2 or 3 goals, like easily. They just couldn't finish. Like Leicester, I don't know how they've kept clean sheets in their last game. Like I just feel they've been as open as they have been all season. The opposition just haven't been able to finish. So I do think, I'd go for Mount. So he's got Andreas, Williams, Doherty on the bench. Let's go back. Thing is, you've got to think about that in the long run, haven't you? Tony and Foden, Kane, Trossard. You've got 0.1 in the bank, so you can't do Trossard straight to Foden or Saka. Andreas has got Leeds away. Like you could just play Andreas over Trossard and bring in Tony, or just wait next week and do the move without a hit. Because the comparison you're making is So to make that transfer, and it's basic, like it's such a basic statement, but to make that transfer worthwhile, Kane and Trossard have to score 4 more points. Sorry, Kane and Andreas, if you play the two of those, have to score 4 more points than Tony and Foden do. Like, I think Foden and Kane are going to be pretty close for points this weekend. And then you're comparing Tony and Andreas, who's got Leeds away, which I think is a decent fixture. And I don't know if you saw the game that they played against Villa, but Andreas was on all the set pieces, and he was really good. Like, I thought he took them really well. Like, his corners pretty much hit the penalty spot every time. And Mitrovic was getting on the end of a number of his crosses. So I think I'd just play Andreas, to be honest. And if it does, if Tony and Foden do outscore them, it doesn't really matter because you can bring them in next week. I think I'd just hold Kane and Trossard for this week. I really do. Like Kane, like I said, he's not blanked in. There's only like 2 games a season he's not scored in. Hopefully that helps you. But yeah, whenever I've had to go to my bench this season rather than taking a hit, it's paid off for me. Like, I remember back to, I think it was like Gameweek 7, and I played Harrison Reed off the bench, who had like 5 goals in 200 games in his career, and he got a 10-pointer. So that's like the level of luck I've had from the bench. But I've always found that just going to your bench usually pays off for you. Well, and the same with Nico Williams last week as well. I picked him and he got a clean sheet. Go on then. I'll show you my draft, mate. It's very secretive, but because it's a live stream and it's my first one, it's very special. So I'll show you my draft. So I don't know if you realise this, because I know, Jamie, you might still be in it. This game, the fan team game that I'm playing, I'm currently 19th in that now, with making 240 quid so far. But yeah, here's me draft, dude. I'm not sure it's particularly groundbreaking. Can you see that? Sorry, just adjust the screen a little bit. Yeah, there's me draft. So Pope in goal, Cancelo, Trippier, Saliba. I'm a little bit iffy about Saliba with his 4 yellows. I could go for White, who's 4.5. He's cheaper, but I've had a few people suggesting that Tomiyasu and Zinchenko are looking to get back in the fold, and that could push Ben White out of the team, which I think is fair. So I'm just going to stick with Saliba. Excuse me. I've gone for Salah. I'm not massively keen on Salah in fan team because I'm just not going to captain him. I think I'm just going to go with Haaland like every week. But I just think, looking at the options that there are in midfield, I can't spend the money, and I just might as well have Salah, because whilst he's probably underperforming compared to his price, he's still a lot better than the other players in the position. And then I've gone boring, just Foden, Saka, Martinelli, Tony, Mitrovic and Haaland. I think it's like bog standard template, but I just don't know how you can build a team, like in my opinion, that's better than that. I just don't think there's any players that I prefer to these guys. And to be honest, looking at Foden and Saka ownership, they're down at 12 and 13%. I'm sure that will change this week, but it'd be interesting to know how many people actually play their wild cards. Maybe we can have a look at that, actually. Should go on FF stuff and have a look. Let's see if it says fan team. No, there's no. He used to have stats on there about who's played their wild card, but he's not done it this season. But yeah, I've made 4. I've done a bit of poking around because I've done 41 transfers. But yeah, there's so many teams looking, sitting pretty in 19th. Yeah, I don't know, like, Boo Boo, I was probably gone now after I answered this question, but yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping my advice was right there. I think it should be. Like I said, every time I've played my bench rather than taking a hit, it's paid off. And that's why your bench is there, in my opinion, as well. All good, man. All good. You're very welcome. The only debate I've got, I'm not gonna. I've decided that I'm not gonna change my team now because I'm locked in. But the only debate I had was maybe going with Ramsdale in goal and then someone else but Saliba. But there's just no one else in defence that's like 5 million or below that I prefer to Arsenal players. Gabriel's 5.5, Zinchenko is 6, Ben White's 5, Saliba's still the cheapest of the lot. So I think I'm just going to go with him. And then if he gets booked, I've got I've got Guehi or Perraud on the bench. I think Perraud is the one reason that I'm in the position that I'm in. To be honest, he got an assist. I think he got an assist and a clean sheet in the week, didn't he? And I just played my bench fodder. Like I was saying to Boo Boo, like I played Perraud, my absolute bargain basement bench fodder last week, and he got an assist and a clean sheet for me. So yeah, whenever I've called upon my bench this season, they've done all right. It's probably going to be the end of that though. My luck has run out on that front, I'd imagine. But yeah. Is how we're looking. Do you get paid for that position in half season Sparta, or do you get some cash for that? In full season 512, same question. Do you get any prize money for that? Yeah, I think that's the play, Boo Boo, for me. Had the same wild card on fan team, but with Zaha instead of Saka. Now he's thinking Gomez instead of Trippier. I don't mind Joe Gomez. I made a video this week about FPL saying to pick him because he's 4.5 million. The thing is with Gomez is that in FPL I think he's worth it because he's 4.5, but in fan team I'm going to have a quick look. I'm not sure he's worth it in fan team because I think he's a bit more. Let's have a look. Yeah, he's 5.5. And the thing I'll have a quick look at Twitter for the Canate news as well. But the thing you got to think about is I think Canate is likely to get back in the team soon, and he's returning to full fitness. Let's have a quick look. So we get the old tweeter up. Because I'm pretty sure they've said Canate could be fit again. Yeah, so lots of them were saying that he was fit for last week, so yeah, I don't know. Even though he's Canate might still be out for this game, I think he's a factor, and I think he could get back into the Liverpool team. I think Gomez is a good option in FPL because he's only 4.5 million. So if he only plays like 1 or 2 games, I think it's fine. But because he's 5.5 million in fan team, I think that changes the decision. I think I'd rather have an Arsenal defender, to be honest. That's all right. It's better than a slap in the face, I guess. 11 quid, a few pints you have to go to Wetherspoons for a few pints for 11 quid. No worries, Alexandros. Hopefully that helps you. I was thinking on the fly there, so hopefully I didn't confuse you. But yeah, I think I'd I'd avoid Gomez in fan team. And another thing about Trippier as well is like, let's have a look at his record. I'm looking at FPL here rather than fan team, but they're basically the same. I just feel he just scores points in games that you don't expect him to as well. Like he kept a clean sheet at Old Trafford. Scored against Man City, so he scored 6 points against City. Like I just think Trippier is really dependable, and he's a really good option. So I just stick with him. And his ownership is so high as well that if he doesn't do well, you'll be sharing that pain with a number of other people. Whereas if you have someone like Gomez to be a bit different, and Trippier does well, and Gomez doesn't, you'll fly down the leaderboard. So I'd stick with Trippier. So he has to start either Nico Williams, Webster, or Emerson. I'll definitely start Emerson, without a doubt. I think I don't know. Is he predicted to start? I'm not sure. Let's see if Jump the Wave has predicted West Ham lineups. I don't think she will have done a West Ham lineup prediction, to be fair, because they're not a team that. Yeah, let's have a look. See if there's a Twitter prediction. I've seen a few people going with Emerson already, to be fair, backing him to start. There's no big accounts predicting the lineups, but I would do. So Nico Williams got Liverpool. Yeah, I'd start Emerson, and then your bench order is completely up to you. Like Webster v Williams it's a toss of the coin really, because they're both probably going to concede. Start 2, bench 2: Pope, Ward, Trippier, Kilman. Who's Ward got? Wolves. I'd probably start Ward over Pope. Should we have a quick look at Draft Hound again? I'm going to refer to my maths for that one. So we can do you a little comparison if you like. So you want Pope versus Ward. I'll do the old predicted points for you. Why can't I compare them? Salah there? That's really weird. My website's just broken. Hang on, I'll go back. Oh, mate, Pope and Ward looks like a coin flip this week. So it's completely up to you which one of those you pick. Just flip a coin on it. I don't think there's really a call there. I just think, well, like I was saying with Trippier, Newcastle kept a clean sheet at Old Trafford. Wolves, though, they can't score for shit, can they? I don't really have a preference, I got to say. Trippier and Kilman, let's have a look at that. That's probably an equally difficult decision. Although I'd probably go Trippier just because he's just very dependable. It doesn't like me, does it, this website? Yeah, I'd probably go Trippier. I've got to say, he just seems to return in games that you don't expect him to. So I think I'd go Trippier. I'm just going to get the predicted points to try and back up my suggestion. Oh, this doesn't like me. So we'll have to do it one by one. So Trippier's 4.14, and I'm pretty sure was Kilman. What was Kilman? This is really being annoying. So Trippier was 4.14, Kilman's 3.91. So there's not much in it, but I think Trippier. And the point I would make about them is that if Trippier does well, you'll stick with the pack. If Kilman does well and Trippier doesn't, you'll go up a little bit. But if Kilman doesn't do well, you play him and you bench Trippier, who does well, you'll shoot down the leaderboard. So I think you go with Trippier. And then Pope or Ward, just get a coin out and flip it, mate. I really couldn't decide between the two of them. It's one of those where you just have to leave it to the fantasy football gods, I think. Leave it on my team for a bit. 9 minutes to go. Ooh. You're welcome, mate. Hopefully that helps. And sorry I couldn't give you a definitive answer on goalkeepers, but I don't think there is one. So the Liverpool predicted lineups, team news and ticks. Let's have a quick look at that, boy. Oh, another good insider account. If anyone doesn't follow, team news and ticks. This is a good, reliable app. He's got some good. Seems like he's got some good friends in the football world who can leak him lineups. So this is the Liverpool team: Alisson, Milner, so no Trent. Gomez is expected to play. Van Dijk, Robertson, Fabinho, Thiago, Elliott, Salah, Firmino, Carvalho. And then some people are saying, yeah, Nunez is benched for Firmino. Okay. So yeah, that's the Liverpool lineup. If that's useful to anyone, I'd absolutely recommend following that account, by the way, because you can pretty much guarantee what they say is right. And I know Paddy, who seems to be his source. Paddy's got some good relationships in the football world, so he knows the lineups. So yeah, you can pretty much bank on that being the Liverpool team. No Trent, so I'm pretty happy because I avoided taking a -4 for Trent last week, and I'm quite happy I did. Yeah, is how we're looking. What I will do quickly, you haven't seen my rank yet, so as we scroll down to that, you can see how shite I've been this season. You can't even see that. Here we are. 698 points. Overall, I'm 312k at the moment. I've put that all down to the fact I played my wild card in Gameweek 9, which I think was a bit of an error, but it's what it is. I think if you're wild carding in Gameweek 13, you've absolutely nailed it. If you're wild carding now, yeah, fair play. But yeah, that's where I am. Let's go back to my team. Any more? I know you got 6 minutes, so most people probably sorted out their teams by now. FPL Sparta 220k. Nice one, mate. It seems I'm ahead of you in fan team, but you're doing better than me in FPL. If you haven't subscribed to the Golden Goal channel, by the way, please do. I'm going to try. I've made a conscious decision to try and make at least a couple of FPL videos a week, and then where me and Sam can get together, we'll still record our Sky and fan team pods together. And if we can't, I'll just do some on my own every week. So we'll definitely have a fan team video out next week, because I didn't make one for. I sort of combined 11, 12, and 13 sort of together. But yeah, we'll make a fan team video for this week coming. Hopefully, I'll have risen in rank. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. What I was so very surprised about is how low, I don't know what's happened here, is how low Foden and Saka's ownership are. 13 and 12% they're on in the season-long game. So, yeah, we'll see what that rises to. Do you want to see my Sky teams as well? Let's have a look. Here we are. That's where I am. That's my A team. I need to set my captains. So distracted by everything else going on. Then Monday the 24th, what's happening on Monday? Oh yeah, I don't have Bowen in this team yet. And then my other team, why can't I drag it down? There we go. So I've got Custard Cream FC, is this one you're looking at, is in 9.1k. Chocolate Digestive FC, 3.8. That's how that's lining up. So I'm quite happy with this team. Who did I get rid of for Mitrovic? Oh, I got rid of Koulibaly for Mitrovic. Obviously got a cheeky penalty. I'm going to have to go with Kane and Bowen. I'm Salah-less in this team, which paid off last week. I was a bit worried about going Kane ahead of Salah last week, but it worked out. And yeah, I'm going to have to captain Kane against Newcastle on Sunday, but I don't think that's particularly like the end of the world. I think Jesus is probably the best captain on Sunday, but yeah, just have to go with Kane, who's only blanked twice this season, so I think he should be fine. And then West Ham Bournemouth, I've got Bowen, so I'm nicely set up in this team. And I think once that West Ham Bournemouth game's out of the way, I'm pretty sure you see the City team on the Saturday. So I'll probably get rid of Bowen for a City defender and then just carry them through. And I think I have enough if I wanted to buy. Yeah, I could buy Laporte, so I might well do that. Good luck, Alexandros, mate. Any more questions at all? 3 minutes to go. Ooh. We got Spurs predicted lineup from Paul O'Keefe by the looks of it. Let's have a quick look at that, boy. So that's the Spurs prediction. No Perisic. I don't know. I can't imagine many people have Perisic now, but no Perisic. Longlay's expected to start. Emerson back in the team. Sessegnon. And then a 5-3-2 or 3-5-2, whatever they call it. And then Kane and Son. No one supporting them. Son's been a funny one this season, hasn't he? I backed him to do really well, but he's just been a letdown so far. He got a hat-trick when everyone had sold him, and then he's done not much since. One minute to go. Woo. We're locked in. This is me. I could do Andreas over Solanke, couldn't I? In the 30 seconds we've got left. Nah, I'm going to back Solanke. I'm going to back him. He's on penalties. He's been pretty good. I'm going to back him. Here we are. There's my team. Five seconds. Ooh. That's it. Deadline. Good luck, everyone, for your FPL game weeks. I'll stick around for like 5 minutes if you want to ask me like a Sky question or whatever, because the deadline for that's obviously not until kickoff. So if you've got a Sky question or want to know anything, give me a shout. But if not, I'll leave it there. I quite enjoyed that. It was nice to interact with everyone in the chat. Thanks for joining and sending in messages and stuff. I quite enjoyed that. Hopefully you did too. I'm a bit new to this, so hopefully I kept you engaged and entertained. Yeah. And yeah, let's hope Foden does well, because I've now backed him in both FPL and fan team. So yeah, he needs to do the goods. He needs to bring the goods. Right, I think I'll leave it there if we're done. I'll try and, depending on when the deadline is next week and what I'm up to next weekend, I'll try and hop on again, because it didn't take too much effort actually to set up a live stream. I was quite surprised how easy it was on OBS. So hopefully I'll be back next week with another one. But until then, keep an eye on the Golden Goal channel for our FPL, fan team and Sky uploads. I'll try and get out as many videos as I can next week. And yeah, I'll try and do a live stream next week. See you later. Thanks for coming.